fellas. Gerald Undone's review is finished. I think we really hit it out of the park this time. I think we impressed him. Sigma FPL. Oh man, I can't wait to hear what he has to say. What does he got? Press play.
So when I put all these factors together, I just can't understand why anyone would want to shoot with this camera, especially for $3,000, when there are other cameras out there that give you a much better image for a lot less effort and for less money. Sigma also likes to promote that you can use this as a director's viewfinder, but you could also do that with the original FP, which is much cheaper. Again, I don't mean to jump all over Sigma. I think they're a great company, but I just don't see the point of this camera, and a lot of these issues cannot be saved by firmware. The best thing Sigma could do for this camera is to drastically drop the price and install a nice 10-bit log image to an internal codec that can be written to the SD card. Then the size and design language might make some sense. But in the meantime, I cannot recommend this camera.
Who gave him the camera? Oh boy, it wasn't finished. Who sent him? He tests everything with magnets. Of course he's gonna find the faults. Who sent him that camera? We're finished. No. Boss, this is the best we've ever done. Sigma FPL. For life. For life. This is the best image you could get. For that size. Surely. It's not though. It's literally one of the worst. He tested it. It has no 10-bit. It's a cinema camera with 8 bits. It's one of the worst images for no upside. There's no upside to our company. What? There's so many upsides to the Sigma FPL. You just imagine the lineups. People are gonna, I need to shoot with that. The color signs of Sigma. Have you seen Sigma color signs? He said we had the least accurate colors he's ever seen. The 10-bit, you can't even change them now. We have nothing. The autofocus, Panasonic sold us a fake phase detect sensor. They said they learned it. They went to kindergarten school and they faked the exam. Why? Panasonic cheats at life. That's their way, boss, not ours. We stand for something here, and I'll be darn it sure we come in second place sometimes. Maybe third. But we are proud of what we make. Sure, our camera has no flippy screen. It's the smallest damn thing you ever seen. You can get any shot, sneak it into a nightclub. You'll catch the shooter. You'll catch her. I feel like there's a race, and we're not even holding water bottles for the runners. We have no IBIS, or flippy screen, or good image, or autofocus. We have nothing. We don't even have a popular name. We're a third-party company at best. That's where we'll always be. We will. Shut your mouth. I'll make this right, boss. I'll work on a firmware update. I could get it up to 9-bit. Log, a flat at least, not a log. It's a tiny camera. It generates a lot of heat. We kind of handicapped ourselves on that one. Do you have bankruptcy papers? I'll sign them. We're finished.
All I want is the perfect camera. All I want is the perfect camera.
So Gerald Undone's review reminded me of if a kid was bullied in high school and then he just studied martial arts his whole life, got really good, and then saw that bully again and was just with precision. Only Gerald's never angry. If I was Sigma, I would have backed off that whole thing. They knew sending it to him, he would find all the faults. He tests things with an accuracy so pinpoint that NASA calls him to find out how to lie more accurately about faking space in our flat earth-like reality. That's the dome. But before we kick Sigma while they're down, I bought something, and we're about to find out if it was a waste of time and money. We're not on it yet, but we will be. Did I waste my money? Did things get any better? Please tell me. Oh, the gods must be on my side. Side by side, this guy drinks horse urine for breakfast. He heard it was healthy and he was wrong, obviously. How much urine does a horse make in a day is the real question. Let's move on. We were on the 23mm Tony 2, and I just upgraded for some reason to the 23mm 1.4. I bought it on eBay, 713 Canadian dollars. That was a deal I had to pounce on. Was it worth it? Or is it just stupid? A Tone addiction. that provided nobody any benefit. Is that more blurry? Side by side? We'll move on soon. Is it worth the blur? It wasn't. So if I was Sigma, I just can't believe they released that thing. The first one, it was cute because it was the smallest thing ever, but it was useless. We knew it. No flippy screen, no IBIS, no autofocus. And so you upgrade it in what way? Is there anything even better at all? You got a little side viewfinder thing that flips? Nobody uses those. One guy in Europe somewhere. Most of the cameras I review on this channel are just for stupid YouTube videos like this, or walking on the street looking like a moron when you're 39 years old and people are like, you're still doing that? That's too bad. Maybe someone will hire you one day. Vlogging was cool at one point in the early 2000s. You don't know that it wasn't. It could still be. So obviously my needs aren't very high. But like, even no matter what you were trying to film or take pictures of, you would never get that. Why did you increase the megapixels so high? So it's like a photo camera now, but the worst ergonomics? No flip up screen, not even a tilter. What are you doing? There's a camera race going on right now. It's a bloodbath. And there's different categories that you need. Some are like have the best IBIS, Olympus and Panasonic. It's like, okay, we got the stabilization, but we suck at autofocus. Olympus doesn't. Olympus sucks at nothing. Get that in your head. Canon's like, ooh, best colors, amazing autofocus, not the best IBIS, hard to edit files. There's always crippling. Some are like strengthened. Sony, the technology, oh my god. Autofocus, IBIS, it's up there. Color science, I'm green. Sigma sees this war from a distance and they're just like, you know what? I don't want any part of that. Let's just trail the industry in each of these cameras. We'll do the opposite of what they're doing. So the worst IBIS, no flippy screen, terrible autofocus, super high megapixels, no ergonomics, 10-bit log, not in here. External to SSDs? Who's doing that? That needs a cord. I could trip on it. You want me to die? Sigma wants me dead. I'm over here now. Sigma, I'm gonna give you some advice. I like you. Not a lot, but a little bit. You make some okay lenses. First, you have to find out who you are. What are you trying to do? Because we thought this was the smallest cinema-like camera. It wasn't really a hybrid. Nobody used it for anything. Cinema camera. Stop being so obsessed with small sizes because you overheat. You can't put any good features in. How are you supposed to compete with a Sony or a Fuji? Get real with yourself. The autofocus is so silent. What is your trick? What is your thing? It's like they have no plan whatsoever. Why are they using that 60 megapixel sensor? That would be pure photo based. Anything video you try to do with that thing in a tiny body? That's why it looks like trash. That's hotter than Jupiter's moons. Those don't exist. They're in the dome. I fooled you. Jupiter's moons are probably the coldest place in the universe. In the fake universe. Why did I go there? My second light died. I'm an amateur. So we sit here in the darkness. Sigma, just discover who you are. Do you want to be a video camera? Up the body size a bit. Can you put IBIS in there? If not, give me a flippy screen, something. The autofocus was the worst thing I've ever seen. At least Panasonic had figured out to get somewhat respectable contrast detect. They have it. Use it. You're in an alliance, aren't you? Ask them. But you're like, oh, we'll do phase detect first. And then that's what you bring with it? That's what you did with phase detect? A kid didn't even latch onto a unicorn. Should I be compensating for that loss of light? Oh, I should have. One stop. One knob twitch. It's just disappointing to me that a company can be that clueless. If I could have just been in on that meeting for 10 minutes, we could have turned things around. It's like, no, of course not a giant megapixel sensor. What are you doing? Up the body a bit. We've already given you the tips. No more free information. How did the Fuji 23 1.4 perform? Is it performing right now? Did I waste my money? Should I return it? I can't. It's an eBay sale. It was a good deal though. $700. The lowest I've seen it was $850. Wow, I didn't need it. Oh, I'm stupid. I've sold some things of Flat Earth Santas, and I'm like, I have to put it back into the channel to show you guys something. So we're trading old like Micro Four Thirds zooms for Fuji primes. And I think it's a step up. So thank you so much, Flat Earth Santa. I'm sorry I turned your gifts into worse items at times, but it could be an upgrade to some people. Was that at least a better focal length than this? 16 mil? It could have been better. Interesting lens. I like it. So far, we'll see if it has any use whatsoever. Probably not. The 23-22 was fine. It's so much smaller. I could actually vlog with this. It's possible. So, I'm gonna go. Thank you, Sigma, for sucking at life. Thank you, Gerald Undone, for sticking to your integrity roots and just blasting them in a nice way. It was nice but devastating. I respect that. So, I'm gonna leave after you buy a Camera Conspiracies t-shirt. Subscribe for more videos.